I consider it an honor to be able to tell the story of God's faithfulness at Cascade Christian Schools. And as I look back, I realize that I've been involved with this vision for a long time. I was involved in starting one of the schools that were formed into Cascade Christian Schools. I was then over one of them and helped spearhead the consolidation of what became Cascade Christian Schools. And when you're talking about God's faithfulness, you have to realize He does it through His people. So all the different memories of the quality, amazing people that partnered to make this vision a reality. So when that context, as we take a look at the future, you're realizing there's different parts of history throughout this time. And in that, I look back, and even the verse of Joshua 1:9, God was saying we would move forward to be strong and courageous, and He will be with us as we go. And now as we look at this time frame, and basically 25 years later, this is a historical time too. Well, the part of this journey really started about in 2010. I had a board of directors that kept asking me, they says, well, Don, what happens if you get hit by a bus? And they kept asking me that question. And after a few times, I started wondering. I asked them, I says, well, are you guys driving this bus? And then I realized that they were talking about somebody like myself who was a founder. We needed to have a really excellent transition plan. So we developed then an emergency plan.
Hi, I'm Tom Absher. I'm chairman of the Succession Planning Committee. I believe that doing succession planning and transition in an organization is the most important thing that it does. If you really believe in the organization and the values and what it is doing in the community, you would really want to do transition well. And Don was very instrumental in bringing a team together that really took that to heart and was making sure that this transition was as smooth as it could be, that honored the people that were involved, and that was done as professionally as we could do it.
Hi, my name is Tom Walrath. I've served on the board at Cascade Christian Schools since 2007, and being part of a small family business, I've watched through the years organizations go through transitions, and not very many of them do it well. And to watch this process with Cascade Christian Schools has been a real honor and a privilege, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this and to watch the team come together and just do it so well and give so much thought and care for the entire organization, as well as Don. He has just sacrificed everything for this organization. And a lot of times these transitions from founders to the next leadership person does not go smoothly. And it's because it hasn't been thought out and planned well. And I believe we've done that. I believe there's been great care in every detail, and it's come together and exceeded my expectations. And looking forward to where we go in the years to come.
So the first thing they did is they really looked out and developed a plan for the superintendent, the current one, which is me. And so I will be, and they set it up, I'll be retiring after the 2019-20 school year. And so they set an end date on that. And in the process, they had the wisdom to really take a look at, there needs to be then a passing of the baton during that time frame. So they set that up, and as when that was going to happen, so that I was being able to help in that transition the last couple of years, and so they set that vision up. The succession committee, actually working with the board, developed a relationship with a consulting company. So this is being done in a very professional way. And I had to really trust God, which is our spiritual theme this year, in this whole process, not only for myself, but for the organization. Really, there's not a lot of candidates. It wasn't a big, big pond. It was a little pool that they had. And so when they saw that and they realized that that transition time period for a founder really looks at only maybe a 3 to 5 year time frame. They really looked at it and saw that there was a risk in that. And then I remember them asking, well, Don, is there an internal candidate? And I said, well, thank you for asking. Yes, there is. His name is Dr. Ken Friesen.
So I got to be a part of the selection process, and we didn't expect to go to an internal candidate. We thought we were going to go to the outside. But when Dr. Friesen's name came up and we decided to interview and to really go down that road, I was so surprised, and I couldn't have been happier with the way that interview went. It really cemented in my mind that this was the right decision at the right time, that Dr. Friesen was the perfect individual to take us to the next season for Cascade Christian Schools, and could do it in a way that would honor our past, but yet take us into the future.
My name's Ken Friesen. I'm currently serving as the high school principal here at Cascade Christian Schools, and am in my third year in that role. I'm a career Christian school educator, partly here in the Northwest, a few years in Colorado, and I've actually known Don Johnson for approximately 30 years. When he started Cascade Christian, I was serving at another Christian school in the area, and so we've at least known of each other for quite a few years. And what was interesting and I think exciting for both of us when we first started talking about the possibility of me coming to Cascade Christian was just how quickly we aligned, how quickly we noticed that we aligned with perspective, philosophy. And so in these 3 years, not quite 3 years now, we've covered a lot of ground, and it's been exciting to work with Mr. Johnson in that way.
Same time, we have Michelle Suter, who is going to become the new secondary principal, and couldn't be more excited about her leadership as she's leading our kids. She has those relationships, she's led educationally, and so it's so great to have her in that role. As our Board of Trustees made the decision to promote Dr. Friesen to be the next superintendent, that started in a core piece with Ken and I, and it's called trust. And so we've been in that journey since that was last August to be able to really take a look what that means. And we've started with that, but we've built upon it since then. So I'm so excited about his leadership moving into the future. And I believe, and we've talked, that he has the strengths to be able to move us to that next level.
It's exciting to think about celebrating our first 25 years of Cascade Christian. And when you think about it, that first 25 years really it's all been under the leadership of Don Johnson. And so it's very unlikely that we will have any other leader in the life of the school that will lead for a 25-year period. And so I think, again, that just solidifies the legacy that Don Johnson has at Cascade Christian, and one that I'm excited to help preserve and build on. And I know that Don would say too that it's not about him, it really is more about Cascade Christian, the ministry of Cascade Christian, doing God's work, God's blessing on Cascade Christian. He has so many stories he can tell about how God just has done so many amazing things in the life of the school in its first 25 years. And we're excited to see what these next 25 years look like. It's going to be great.
And now's the time not only to tell the stories of the past, but excited about the launching into the next 25 years. Now, I have the honor and privilege not only finishing out another year as superintendent, I get to go be the chief advancement officer for 2 years after that, and that's launching us into that next 25 years. So we are relevant, and we are training the next generations of leaders that impact this world for Christ.